Hi guys, here we are in the new driving range at People's Golf Club. I'm going to talk about another important thing about having a purpose of practicing. So practicing is probably the most important thing related to any sport. You only get what you put in. So if I get a lot of guys that come to me and give them a lesson, that will come back 3 or 4 weeks later and they haven't practiced what they've already worked or what they've been working on. When you don't practice for 2 weeks after the lesson, you're just going to completely forget it. So I'm just reassuring them what they've done in the lesson before that. So I would say if you're practicing something, write it down so it's a reference point to use. So what this video tries to get, it's going to try and get across the importance of practicing with a purpose. So what I mean by practicing with a purpose is each practice session should have an ideal sort of goal to work on, or a skill that you need to improve. So what happens with a lot of golfers is nobody likes practicing short games for any level of ability. Nobody likes practicing short game because it's the least inconvenient thing about golf. In people's opinions, but short game is probably the most important thing. 90% of golfers go straight for the driver when they're not even warmed up correctly. When you go for a club that's got quite a lot of, or you need quite a lot of club head speed, then you're going to actually reduce the feel that you have. So I would suggest this method is basically backward chain method. So the backward chain method is starting with the easiest skill first, which is the short putt, then working to the longest club, which is the driver. So building up short bursts of speed, then going straight into it. A sprinter would never do anything without warming up. It's the same with golf. The golf swing only lasts maybe 2 or 3 seconds. It's trying to build a good moderate speed so you can fall back on something if you're struggling in tempo. What a lot of things I see with amateur golfers is when they're on the range, they'll go straight for the driver. When they go straight for the driver, then their tempo is erratic from the start. When their tempo is erratic at the start, they'll walk straight to the first tee. They'll think that they're swinging too slow on the range, but they're actually swinging at probably their maximum speed. And as they go on the first tee, they'll start lashing at the golf ball. They'll lose strike, they'll lose path, they'll lose face angle, they'll lose club head speed and strike. So what we need to focus on is start with our short putt first. So if you're on the range, take half an hour to work on 5 minutes of putting, 5 minutes of long game, 5 minutes of wedge play. But if you try and get into a habit of starting with driver first, then you'll get into bad habits. You'll pull muscles. You won't be ready. You'll be tired to start off. So if you go straight for the driver, then you'll have used all your energy to hit the 30 balls with the driver, and then you'll be knackered on the first tee. You'll lose posture. You'll hardly extend. You'll lose the feel of shot. You stand up through it. Anyway, just to try and reiterate on that. So practice with a purpose. Always change club. Try and practice one ball at a time. If we try and hit ball after ball after ball with the same club, it just becomes boring. It becomes a bit monotonous. So if we just try and practice with one club, with one ball, then we can get into a habit of just trying increasing our skill level, increasing our muscle memory, and trying to restore that for the next time. So practice with one ball with one club. So short putt to start off with. Once we've mastered that, then we can go on to a slightly longer putt. So if I've got a short putt, then I've mastered that and I feel more confident I can change to a long putt. But what you have to do in order to try and adapt to that skill level, you have to increase the length of your stroke. So if you increase the length of your stroke, then you need to get into a habit of understanding how you control speed and the strike. So if you control speed and the way you strike the golf ball, then you'll be able to get into a habit of hitting the ball correctly. So when I'm at the range, what I do is I pick a different target. I hit 5 balls to one target, 5 balls to another when I'm warming up. But what I do is I always change the ball flight. So I'll go for low fade, low draw, high fade. I try and work on shots that I'm not comfortable hitting. Because if you work on shots that you're comfortable hitting all the time, you won't improve your other levels of ability that you never knew existed. So just try and get into a habit of focusing on just a few things, just one ball, and then just change your club every maybe 5 or 6 shots, but always change the ball flight. See a lot of guys that come to the range and they get bored because they're not actually challenging themselves to hitting different shots. They're stuck in their own ways of just trying to hit ball after ball after ball, the same. So I'm going to go for a target in front of me, so I'm going to try and hit this right to left, or we draw quite low. So what I'm actually doing here is I'm just trying to challenge my skill level. I'm not changing my setup too much, I'm just trying to see how it feels. So always practice with a purpose, always have a goal in hand. Without any goal, you won't achieve anything after the session. So every time I'm practicing, I've always got a goal in mind. I know what my target is after the end of the day. So just try and high fade, straight in the basket. I wish it was that easy all the time. Then try and go for the straight shot. So it's important to just try and get into a habit of doing that. So if you've got any thoughts today, practice with a purpose. Understand why your practice swing on the range is so much easier compared to the golf ball, because we get into too much detail about hitting the ball efficiently all the time. I mean, Ben Hogan used to hit maybe 4 or 5, or he used to hit maybe 2 or 3 outstanding shots at the middle of the club in each round. He said that if he could hit 4 or 5 good shots, he would shoot in the 50s all the time. But Jack Nicklaus was the same, so it's important to just try and understand the way I practice might not be ideal for you, but it's important to just try and get into a habit of doing that and understanding your own aptitude when it comes to practicing. So if you've got any thoughts to the video, let me know, and subscribe to my channel at Jamie Allan Golf if you think my tips are helpful, and follow me on 2 other social media platforms at Jamie Allan Golf on Facebook or Jamie Allan Golf on Twitter. Thank you.